Hey guys, welcome back to All Things Knives. It's your host Fletcher, and today we are here with a multi-tool carry update. So, since the last time I've spoken to you guys about this little cheeky bugger here, I have used the edge to the point to where it needed to be sharpened. I sharpened it to just micro bevel of 20 degrees per side. It sharpened rather quickly and took a very nice edge with a good amount of bite on it. I think I could probably get it to deburr a little more, although I did this at work and I just did a real sloppy job on it. It did take a great, with shaving receipt paper, absolutely no problem there. No problem with receipt paper. The heat treat on it actually felt pretty good. I do think it might have slight burning. This is only the first edge. It built burrs up really quick, but I do think I'm having slight problems deburring on this guy. I think it's more of a burnt edge problem and not a bad heat treat because it felt fine in sharpening. I was able to use the bottle opener a little bit on some cervezas, so that worked just fine. Popped them right off. Actually pretty good. I think it's probably about as good as the ASK Jefferson in terms of a bottle opener. Pretty good bottle opener. I got a chance to use the screwdriver on some screws. Did pretty good, didn't slip or anything like that. I even got a chance. I did my brakes today, my front left and my front right, as you should always do your brakes in pairs. And on brakes, when you're trying to get the pad right, you get the caliper off, and then you have your pads right on either side of your rotor. Well, sometimes it's kind of hard to get them started. So what I did is I took this while my hands were... I actually have a short on my channel. My hands are still a little dirty. I think there's actually grime on this still because brake dust gets freaking everywhere. I stuck this because you see how it's kind of almost chisel-like. I would stick this in there, and then I would pry on the top, pry on the bottom, kind of wiggle it out until it fell out. And I did that for 4 brake pads total. This guy took it like a champ. I mean, it's pretty thick too. I didn't see a problem with it. I even got a chance to use this little sharpened bit here, which is actually really interesting to kind of cut open. I already had this out because I'd pried the brakes off, right? And then I pulled out a plastic package, and this was already on the ground. My hands are dirty as all get out, and I have an orange knife in my pocket. So I was like, well, I'm just going to use this. I already have this tool out. And I actually kind of just scraped it along, and, it did a decent job. But I think if I am seriously considering using this as a scraping tool, I will probably have to go in maybe with a file and kind of just get this a little sharper and then just deburr on a flat diamond plate or something like that, just because it's chisel ground. So yeah, I've had a chance to use the screwdriver as a pry bar, the flathead anyways. The knife is working great. No complaints there with the knife. The I didn't used to like hollow grinds all that much, and then I tried John's hollow grind. My buddy John. John, if you're watching this, shout out to BGM Knives. Good friend of mine, great knife maker. Check him out if you get the chance. Instagram at BGM Knives and Metalworks. He turned me on to the whole, I had a few good hollow grinds, but his hollow grinds are amazing. I really like his hollow grinds, and his have changed my mind. So some tools on this I haven't had a chance to use are this guy. So I haven't had a chance. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I think I did actually use this on a optic at work. They're like a little red dot. And it was just kind of just the right thing to kind of get in there. The scissor... Oh, I have used the scissors, actually. I have used the scissors. They were all right. I think the Victorinox ones are a little better for paper and such. This is more like I think this is our heavier duty scissors, I think, in terms of a multi-tool scissor. Tweezers, I have used the tweezers. They're not half bad, actually. Forget what I dug out with the tweezers. I think I got a splinter, something like that. Something little, anything you use tweezers for. And the file. I don't think I've used the file yet, at least that I remember. I think I pulled it out a couple times saying, hey, you want to use this file, to people who were like needing it to. I was like, hey, you could use a file on that, and they always said no, so I'm trying on those, but so far this whole tool set I've actually really gotten a good amount of use out of. And it was a good thing I grabbed this, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to test the pry abilities of this. I almost wish I had my Jefferson on me so that I could test. That one has a built-in pry bar, and see how that does in getting those brake pads off. So for those guys who are always using their knives as a pry bar, just get one of these. It's a $60 tool. Carry it along with your knife, or heck, carry it as your knife and your tool, right? Get that Leatherman 25-year warranty, USA made. And use this instead of breaking your blade. I think it goes a lot of ways. I'm actually really happy with this tool set. The only thing is I view this right here as like dead space. Like on the Victorinox, I mean, yeah, there's some of this, but it's not this much. I think they could actually minimize this tool set a little bit to make it a little thinner if they just kind of reworked the layout. And I think that would actually make me like it a lot more. So far, though, this is one of my favorite ones I've tested. I think it's right up there with the Super Tinker, just because it's not too big, but it has a pretty good tool set on it that I actually rather like. Maybe some tools I won't always use, but in a pinch I could use. I think this would be a good... So far I'm feeling like it's a good EDC tool. In terms of an out in nature kind of tool, I mean, the scissors are nice to have. The file might get you a little ways out in the out and about. I think maybe a full-size tool might be a little better. This would be good as like a camp tool maybe. You know, like you're just out for a couple days and you need something that'll kind of just perform and you don't want to carry a Swiss Army knife. I think this is an excellent supplement to a toolkit. Maybe not solo, but I think this, for EDC, I think this, you could definitely solo this. I think where tools like this really shine is a supplement to a really good knife, as something you can just kind of beat the tar out of. So that's where I kind of am on this guy. We'll probably do one more update or so, maybe get another edge on that knife. I think if I get the chance to use a little bit more of the tools, then we'll go into the review. I'm really liking this guy. I think we're going to leave off with that tonight. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the T4 if you have one, if this is helping you guys out, maybe decide if you want one, maybe if it's making you want one. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Helps us out. If you have any questions about this tool, leave them down below as well. If you aren't getting notified when my videos are posted and you would like to, hit that notification bell. I post weekly, at least a couple videos. And I do shorts as well. And so if you like knife content, this is your place to be. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And don't you forget to stay sharp.